Hey love, it's Valentine, so I just want to wish you abundance first of all, and I thank you for your patience. I know your reading was expected a very long time ago, but a lot has been happening with technology and everything like that on top of my very busy schedule, so I just want to thank you once again for your patience, and I'll just get started with the prayer. Spirit, show us what we cannot see. Tell us what we do not know. Bring us truth. Show us that miracles exist by bringing us miracles. Make us miracles. Release obstacles. Release obstacles. Remove obstacles out of our way. Triple our wisdom. Double our abundance, quadruple our abundance. Help us keep up our crowns upright, Spirit, because only you know that heavy is the head that wears a crown. Allow us to walk into partnerships and relationships that honor you and propel us into our destiny, but most of all, Spirit, keep us true. And everything I pray for myself, I pray for the world too. Ashe. So, it's not going to be a really long reading. It's actually pretty easy. I really resonated with you a whole lot, so I'm actually just gonna tell you a couple things based on your birth chart, and then I'm gonna pull a couple cards for you, and I'll show you the cards as I'm pulling them so that you can see what I'm talking about. So the first thing that stood out to me is the fact that you have a lot of mixed energy. A lot of your placements are either in fire or water, and I resonate with that a whole lot because it's the same for me. Well, not necessarily fire and water, but I have a lot of water and earth placements, and so for you it's a matter of finding a balance. Your sun in Aries, 28 degrees, is I won't call it your foundation, I'll call it your boat. Essentially, you live in a world that is fluid. You create a world around yourself. You protect yourself with the stability of your own being in a very fluid world. But you often forget that you're in a boat, You often forget that you're in a boat and you're going to experience both highs and lows. But because you understand the stability in your own knowing, it becomes easy to get bored with the outside world because your inside world is a lot more interesting. But when that outside world, that fluid world, is rocking your inside world and you can't maintain that stability because you're getting too seasick with everything else that's going on in the world, it creates a frustration for you. Learn to appreciate that. Your Mercury is in Aries, 9 degrees. And that tells me that you're on a journey of learning to communicate. Learning to communicate both with yourself, but more so learning to develop a language that allows your both the outer covering that you present to the world and your true soul's nature, allowing them to have a conversation, not allowing them to developing ways in which they can have conversations rather than debates or arguments, or simply tossing one to the side for the sake of being more interested or intrigued with one or the other. Find a balance. Your Pluto is in Sagittarius at 7 degrees in your second house, so you absolutely value the power that you have and the fact that you can constantly transform the world inside of you regardless of what's happening in the world outside of you. But your Neptune in Aqua, 2 degrees, makes you a humanitarian by heart. By heart. Literally. You want to do for the world. You want to be in the world. You just don't really know how to. You don't really know how to, or more so, you know that your place in the world is not like anyone else's, and so it is a matter of your journey is a matter of finding the balance first within yourself, so that you can develop, once again, a language to create a more fluid sense of expressing your inner world to the outer world, expressing your soul to your ego, because your soul and your ego are both necessary. Your ego keeps you going. Your ego is who you are. All of these Aries placements, Sun, Mercury, Saturn, the fire, and Pluto, it keeps you going. But your Scorpio rising and your Chiron is Scorpio, and Jupiter in Pisces. The water expands you. The fluidity of the outside world expands you. The boredom that you feel from the outside world is what ignites the fire inside of you to create a new world. It's okay for only you to be able to see that vision. It's okay for only you to be able to hear that call. It's okay that only you, it's okay that it doesn't look complete. And I know it's taking some time, but it's okay. Delays are just preparation. Time to step back. Don't necessarily jump into hermit mode, but remember the hermit. Because the hermit is where the light is shining through the darkness. The hermit is where you shine brightest. Do not be afraid of the dark. Do not be afraid of the depth of both yourself and the world. Embrace it, because only with both can you truly fulfill your mission. Love the world just as much as you love yourself, but never let the world feel like you have to love it more, because you come first. You do come first. Remember that. Remember the beauty in you, not just on the outside, but in the inside, what you're capable of, what people know you for. You're probably one of the nicest people. Most people that know you know. You're going to change this world. And the world that you see in your mind, that you've been building for a very long time, will soon be materialized. It will. But you must release the foundation of your past and embrace the fluidity of your future. It is done. Excuse me. Sorry. Alright, so now I'm gonna pull a couple cards from my Herbal Tarot deck. And I also have two decks that I personally made on my own that I connect with very deeply. One, because I made them myself. Two, because Spirit led me to make these, to create these messages, to bring these messages to, to fruition. And so even before I take my deck out of my its holder, this is the energy. This is the energy. The Death card. It is time to let go. It's time to let go. Literally, I don't even have to shuffle. It says, now is the time. This is my poetry deck. Now is the time for stripping the spirit bare. Time for the burning of days ended and done. Idle solace of things that have gone before. Rootless hope and fruitless desire are there. Let them go to the fire with never a look behind. That world that was ours is a world that is ours no more. And lastly, I'm gonna pull 2 cards from this. This is a clear deck that I created. It's very simple. They're very simple messages from Spirit. And these are mostly advice. So I'm actually, what was on the bottom of the deck is the universe can only go as far as you allow her. She's learning. She rethink. One last card, Spirit, bring us one last card of advice. One last card of advice for my love. One last card of advice for my love. Dear me, I know you are scared, but you can handle this. Love me. These cards together is a clear message. Rethink, my love. Rethink. It doesn't have to be perfect. It doesn't have to be right. It doesn't have to be anything that already exists in any form, in any context, or any fashion. Because you are learning both yourself and this new world and how it looks to bring it outward. You are learning because you know what you deserve, and yes, it's a little scary. Yes, it's scary. Everything that's new, you know, is scary to bring to fruition because you're not sure that others are going to grasp. You're not sure you're even going to truly grasp it. But never forget that the universe can only go as far as you allow her to. So you must release. Release until it is all gone. Continue to release. And then your abundance will be harvested in overflow. So that is your word for your birthday, for this journey you're on, for the world, the community that you're creating. Allow yourself to create it. Release inhibitions. Release fear. Release worry. Whatever must leave must go. Because whatever is released will be gained times 10. Times 10. You can only see that if you release the past and embrace your future. I send you love. I send you light. I send you peace. I send you clarity. I send you abundance, and I send you prosperity, and above all, I wish you nothing but truth. And if you ever so happen to need me, feel free to reach out. I'll always be here for you. Ashe.